I'm with Ursula Mukarker from Wings of Hope for Trauma. Now, Ursula, what is Wings of Hope for Trauma?
Wings of Hope for Trauma in the city of Bethlehem is an independent and non-profit organization that was licensed by the Palestinian Ministry of Interior in 2011 and the Palestinian Ministry of Health in 2014. The idea of establishing the organization emerged as a result of the difficulties and psychological stress that Palestinian people face due to political, economic, and social pressures. As a result, there is also an increase in the number of people suffering from trauma-related symptoms, including post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Moreover, also there is a lack of specialized organizations available to help them. Now, the major focus of the organization is actually to provide psychological support and counseling services for people of all ages who suffer from trauma-related symptoms, including PTSD. Also, Wings of Hope for Trauma provides training in the field of psychotraumatology in particular and mental health in general for mental health practitioners. Moreover, the organization also provides educational programs in order to raise individuals' awareness regarding mental health issue. And also the organization offers support to research and studies being conducted in the field of psychotraumatology.
You talked about post-traumatic stress disorder. What is that?
Post-traumatic stress disorder is actually a mental health problem that some people develop after being exposure or witnessing an actual or threatened death, serious injury, or sexual violence. Or, on the other hand, learning that the traumatic events occurred to a close family member or a close friend. And PTSD is diagnosed after a person experiences symptoms for at least 1 month following a traumatic event. However, also the symptoms may not appear until several months or even years later.
And how do the symptoms show themselves in society?
Yes, we have different kind of symptoms that can show themselves in society. For example, if we talk about emotional dysregulation, it's common here. Some trauma survivors have difficulty regulating emotion as anger, anxiety, sadness, and shame. This is more so when the trauma occurred at a young age. We have also the symptoms of numbing, and I mean with numbing is a psychological process whereby emotions are detached from thoughts, behaviors, and memories. And we have also somatization, and we have also hyperarousal and sleep disturbance. For example, hyperarousal and sleep disturbance is a common symptoms that arise from a traumatic experience, is the hyperarousal, also called hypervigilance.
And are children suffering from trauma here?
Yes, as you know, children are a vulnerable population in our society. Of course, they suffer also from trauma. From a psychological perspective, trauma occurs also when a child experiences an intensive event that threatens or causes harm to his or her emotional and physical well-being. Trauma can be also the result of exposure to events such as war, or witnessing or being the victim of violence, serious injury, or physical or sexual abuse can also be traumatic for children. Accidents also or medical procedures can result also in trauma in children.
So there is a war here with the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, so that is causing trauma to the people in society?
Not only, the occupation is one of the factors that cause trauma for children, but we have also the psychosocial problems that the children may also face. For example, the violence in the family, domestic violence and divorces, sexual abuses. These are also factors that may the children face trauma.
And what percentage of Palestinians are suffering from trauma?
We do not have statistics showing the percentage of people suffering from trauma here in Palestine. We don't have clear percentage showing that.
Would you think it was high though?
I cannot say, because we have also the resilience factor in the Palestinian community. So I think people here do suffer from symptoms, but we might say they suffer from trauma-related symptoms more.
Is it more common in a specific age group?
PTSD is more common actually among specific group of people who are more likely to experience the trauma. For example, living in war zones, and these groups include, for example, physicians, firefighters, soldiers, policemen, also people working in the emergency medical services. Among these people, the prevalence of PTSD is much higher.
And what programs do you run here?
We run different kind of programs. We provide first training, professional training in the field of mental health in general and in the field of psychotraumatology in general. We have programs for children and we have also programs for women.
Is educating society important about mental health concerns?
Of course. I mean, raising awareness helps in the early detection of psychological issues. It do facilitate also early intervention and promotes non-violence.
Is there a stigma attached to someone maybe who has mental health?
Unfortunately, yes, we have it, but the stigmatization that people who suffer from mental illnesses, they have it everywhere in the world. It's not only here in Palestine. So it's a problem that people who have mental illness will suffer from stigmatization.
Do you train professionals here?
Yes, we do provide educational and practical programs in the field of psychotraumatology in specific and in the field of mental health in general, as I mentioned before. Of course, we do that in cooperation with local and international partners. In addition to practical, we do provide also here practical training for students of local and international universities in the field of social science, psychology, and other fields related to mental health. We do that because we want to enhance the counseling and therapeutical skills of people working in the field of mental health.
Now you have spring camps for women. What do you do there? What's the goal of the camp?
Summer camps are one of the many useful types of programs, as you know, when working with children and adolescents. So camps are popular and successful because they allow participants to experience many diverse activities, to learn hobbies and sports and gain knowledge. Here at Wings of Hope for Trauma, we were inspired by this model and created a spring camp for women. Actually, the aim of this camp is to provide an opportunity for women to express themselves emotionally and cognitively and actually to have fun away from the pressures of daily life.
And does someone suffering from trauma affect the whole family?
For sure. Actually, looking after a family member with a mental illness can be an extremely stressful time and have a huge impact on a family's financial and emotional components. For us, it is clear that individuals with mental health problems have consequences for others within their social networks, most notably their family.
Tell us a little bit about My Marriage, My Life project.
Yes, this is a project that we are doing since almost 3 years. As you know, family is the center of society. Therefore, it is also important to create a solid foundation for a marriage. In this way, the couple will be capable, through this program that we have, of dealing with life's variable, including social, economical, political challenges. This has in turn reduced the rates of divorce, family disintegration, social isolation, and domestic violence. Now, the idea behind the program, My Marriage, My Life project that we have at Wings of Hope for Trauma resulted actually from the desire to support the Palestinian family through education in order to reduce divorce rates, address marital problems, and provide skills to ensure marital success. The program actually focuses on the religious, psychological, health, familial, social, and economical aspects of marriage.
Is divorce big here in the Palestinian area?
Yes, divorce is a main problem here in Palestine. Yes.
And are you making a difference in the community?
I think we do through the services that we provide here at the organization. I think we do make a difference in our society.
And why do you do what you do?
We do what we do because we want to excel in undertaking our responsibility, actually, to contributing towards a Palestinian society with sound psychological health. This is our mission and this is our vision. We want to support people who are in need.
And what's your prayer, finally, for someone who's suffering from trauma?
Dear God, bless all who have suffered trauma in their lives. Support them with love during their time of shock. Grace them with peace as they wrestle with the challenges of each day. Sustain them in hope as they prepare for the days ahead. Amen.
And what's your website for people who'd like to know more?
Yes, our website address is www.woh-for-trauma.org. trauma.com.
Okay, Ursula, thank you very much.
Thank you.